If you get to 8 reps, 9 reps, and you can't get to 12, then the weight is too heavy. What up, squad? Welcome back to the channel. So look, today's video is going to be a basic beginner routine that you can do in the gym. Again, it's for beginners, so we're gonna be using machines only. You can add free weights and more complex exercises later in your journey, but for now, stick to the basics. You can repeat this routine. It is a full body routine, 2 to 3 times per week. And of course, supplementing it with maybe 2 or 3 cardio sessions per week. Before we get into the exercises, I need you guys to hit the like button right now. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, hit the subscribe button, join the Brix squad, and also make sure you turn on those post notifications because I have some heat coming, like some real life-changing videos. All right, so let's get right into it. So the first thing you want to do with this routine is warm up with 5 minutes of cardio. It can be any cardio machine that you like to do. It can be a treadmill, it can be the stairs elliptical. You're just priming your body, getting your blood flowing, getting your body ready for the workout. For each exercise, we're gonna be doing 4 sets of 10 to 12 reps. Here's a tip to figuring out if you're picking the right weight. The goal on the first set is to get to 12 reps. If you get to 12 reps and you feel like you only could have done 2 more reps, then most likely you have the right weight. But if you feel like you could have done 3 or 4 or 5 more reps, then you were probably a little too light. You chose a light weight. If you get to 8 reps, 9 reps, and you can't get to 12, then the weight is too heavy. So use that as a guideline to choose what weights to push. So this routine will have 6 exercises: the leg press, the leg extension, the leg curls, the seated chest press, the seated overhead press, and the seated rows. All right, so the entire time you want your head and your back on the cushion. The entire time. You want to place your feet slightly above the center of the platform. You want to disengage the safety mechanism and hold on to the handle. You want to make sure that your feet are wide enough so that you can get a full range of motion, right? So you don't want your feet to be too close. Especially, I remember when I was bigger and I had a big stomach, if I had my feet too close, I wasn't able to get a good range of motion. So you want to make sure your feet are wide enough so that you're able to get a good range of motion. You want to control the weight, and then you want to push through your heels. I see this too often. I see people trying to push through their toes. You don't want to push through your toes. You want to make sure you're pushing through your heels. Slow and control. Make sure that your knees aren't tracking inward, right? Sometimes I'll see people doing this. Here, you don't want to do this, right? You want to make sure your toes are pointed outward slightly and that your knees are staying steady. You want to go down as far as you can without the lower back coming off of the pad, all right? So if you get too far and you see your lower back raising off the pad, then you're too deep, right? So you want to come down slowly, 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 making sure that your lower back is still on the pad, and then drive through your heels, and then repeat. All right, so as a general rule, any machine that needs to be adjusted, you want to take a look at the diagram and you want to position your body similar to how the body in the diagram is positioned. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and sit down. Okay, so as you can see, this isn't adjusted for my body properly, right? There's way too much space here, you know, so I'm going to get up, and with this particular machine, it's just a manual and you slide it back. All right, so let's see if that works. Okay. Yeah, that's good. All right, so you want to make sure that the pad on the bottom is right above your ankles towards the lower part of your shin. All right, and if it's too high, like if it's up here under your knees, then you want to adjust it a little bit lower. All right, so you want to control the weight on the way up. You want to stop before you extend your knees all the way, right? when you extend your knees all the way, you're putting your knees at risk for injury. So make sure that you, on the way up, you stop probably about an inch before the extension. And that's how you execute the leg extension. All right, so with the hamstring curl machine, you wanna lay down. Okay, you wanna make sure that the pad is just above your ankle and below your calves, obviously. So if it's up too high on your calves, it's gonna put too much, it'll put too much pressure on your knees. So you wanna make sure you're positioned properly. Slow and control. You wanna bring it where your feet are close to your butt as possible, and then control it back down. All right, yeah. You wanna make sure that your hips and your stomach are planted firmly on the pad. Okay, so now we're gonna be doing the seated chest press machine. As always, you want to refer to the diagram. You want to make sure that your body position is similar to the body position of the person in the diagram. All right, so you want to make sure that your feet are planted firmly on the ground. You don't want your feet shuffling as you do the movement. You want your feet planted firmly, okay? You want to press out with a slow and controlled motion. And on the way back, make sure that your elbows aren't extended too far back, right? This puts your shoulders in a compromising position. You wanna stop right as your elbows get slightly behind your body, just slightly, and then press up, making sure that you squeeze your chest at the top and back down in a slow and controlled motion, and then repeat, all right? All right, so now this is the seated shoulder press machine. So you wanna position the seat to where your shoulders and the bar are about parallel, all right? So you wanna, again, make sure that your feet are planted onto the ground. So you wanna bring your elbows down till about slightly below shoulder height, and then press up. If you're feeling any pinching in your shoulders, if you're feeling any discomfort in your shoulders, you either need to drop the weight or you need to adjust the seat position. All right, remember, always slow and controlled motion. And make sure that you keep your back planted on the seat, right? You don't want your back shuffling around. You don't want your feet shuffling around, okay? So now we're gonna do the seated row. All right, so you wanna make sure that the seat is positioned so that your legs are at a 90-degree angle, all right? You also wanna make sure that the pad is on your chest and it's not on your neck, right? You want your chest to be flat up against the pad with about this much space between your chin and the top of the pad. Now, you wanna experiment with the grips. As a general rule, you wanna grab a neutral medium wide grip, and you want to row pretending that you're trying to squeeze a pencil in between your lats, right? And you want to initiate the movement by drawing your elbows back here. Remember that mental cue. You want to draw your elbows back and pretend like you're trying to squeeze a pencil in between your lats, between those muscles in your back, all right? Again, slow and controlled, keeping that chest on the pad. All right, squad, and that is the routine. Remember, we're gonna do 4 sets of 10 to 12 of each of these exercises, prioritizing form first. If you have to jerk your body around, you're probably lifting too heavy. All right, and guys, if you need a resource to help you speed up the fat loss process, I have my free fat loss guide. The link is in the description below. And make sure you confirm your email subscription so that I can send you the free fat loss guide. And again, guys, please hit the like button. And as always, remember, the body that you want is owned by a higher version of you. So evolve. Peace.